I'm going to pose a question to you guys, because it's curious, and someone brought this up on my channel, and I looked into it and I was like, there's a chance this could happen. Again, there's a chance this might not happen. But there is a lot of room for it. Now, take in mind, this is all grain of salt, and it's more of a theory anyway, but I thought it would be kind of fun to kind of, like, poke at it. Like, kind of like, could this actually happen? Like, could it actually be a thing? And I really am I think it could work. I think it could be a possibility. But very little. But then again, who knows? And that's what we're going to be talking about. You saw from the title, could Universal own DC Comics? But that's not the whole thing. You see, there's been rumblings going around that by 2025, there is talk that Universal may not just take Warner Brothers off of Discovery's hands, like just out of it. Now, there's a few reasons for that, of why people think that could Universal take it. And also, I feel really bad for everyone working at Warner Brothers, because they've been passed around like a cheap hooker as of late. They've been passed around from AT&T, and then they went to someone else, and then they went to Discovery, and now they could go to Universal. It's a lot. Now, there's nothing official, but there is a lot of rumbling that by 2025, there's a deal where Warner Brothers takes that Warner Brothers is open to be bought by another company, and Universal's the first one there. Now, the big thing you have to look at is that it could be that Discovery keeps that tone, but at the same time, Zaslav has single-handedly, I didn't think it would be possible to beat Chapek at, fucking up a company, but David Zaslav makes a really good argument for fuckery, for just a total tomfuckery. And it's almost like a work of art, really. Like, it's almost like a masterpiece of failure of how bad a company has been handled from not just, I'm not even talking from DC Comics. I'm talking from several things. Now, it does look like the ship is slowly getting righted, but remember, just because it looks like it's on a rebound doesn't mean shit. There could be more. The company could make a few more blow-ups at the box office, and that could be really bad. Now, let's talk about, like, could this happen? Maybe. But I don't think it is. I don't think it's could it be a possibility? Yes. But I don't think it's a big possibility now that it looks like Discovery and Warner Brothers have kind of cleared house and are now looking to make it profitable. But here's the thing. If shit doesn't become profitable, they're going to want to sell it. Like, that's something you have to look at, is that if shit doesn't get profitable, the company is going to shed it off. And that's what might happen. Now, a lot of people have looked to Universal Studios to be the buyer for Warner Brothers. And there's a couple reasons for that. One, they already have their stuff in the parks. They have they have partnership with Warner Brothers for Harry Potter, of course. Now, it would stand to reason that Universal could look at this, like, let's put the hypothetical out there. Like, let's say Discovery does decide to sell off, it does decide to sell off after owning it for such a short time. They do decide to sell it off, and Universal does buy this company, like, does buy Warner Brothers. The fact of the matter is that that Universal is the real big competitor to Disney. Them and Disney have been really at each other's, like, nipping at. It's been a war in the parks. Like, it has been an all-out, like, we have declared, like, we are going out on a theme park war with them. And studio-wise, Universal, they've made it clear that they're not bowing to the mouse. Film-wise or otherwise. Like, they just don't, like, they are now taking, it's been very clear that they're done being number two and are now gunning for the mouse. And what better way to do that than to take one of the most popular franchises you have, Harry Potter, and make it your own rather than share the profits. Now, it's also possible that Warner Brothers, because they're looking to shed Harry Potter, like there's been actual talks that they could just shed Harry Potter, and that's what could happen is that they buy, like Universal will just buy the IP of a Harry Potter and just keep the IP stuff all to themselves. That could happen. There's already rumblings that they're going to expand. They're going to take over what's left of Lost Continent over on the park. But the thing of it is that there could be a chance that they could go for more. I want you to really think about that. Like, let's say like Universal does buy them. That gives them like a treasure chest of IPs they can use, not just in the parks but in the movie theaters. They won't need Hulk or Namor anymore. They'll just be like, Marvel, you fucking keep Hulk and Namor, like, for real. We don't need that anymore. We now have Superman, we have Batman, we have Wonder Woman. And it's funny because they could actually now do a DC park, which at Islands of Adventure, which they wanted to do in the first place. And I just think that's kind of funny. It's kind of like when Eisner fought so hard to get the rights to Alien, but then Iger showed up and got it years later. I find that hilarious, and if that's the case. And it's also, like, has a little truth to it, because come 2026... Marvel and Disney and Universal have to have a negotiation to keep the IPs of not just Marvel over at Islands of Adventure, but also The Simpsons, which they also own at the park. So that's when 2026 is the date when that IP has to get renewed or something else. So since Warner Brothers is kind of like free picking, and maybe they want to have a little more, maybe not buy it all out, but maybe be like, hey, Discovery, you want more money? You give us the park rights to do DC Comics. But that's the thing, is that the big problem is Six Flags. Six Flags has the theme park rights to Warner Brothers characters, like Looney Tunes and DC Comics. But there's no precedent for it. I don't know the legality. I don't know the legality if they can do that in Orlando. It's kind of like how Disney can't do Avenger stuff here in Orlando because Universal has the Avengers and the Fantastic Four, and that's why they can only do really Guardian stuff and like maybe a few other characters that haven't been shown at Universal Studios. But I do find that funny that, like, come 2025, like, could they be like, hey, we'll let you get more money if you give us the IP, the park rights for a few other things. And it's not just that, like, they could get all of that. And would it suck to see Superhero Island go? Yeah, I admit, like, Superhero Island just beats Avengers Campus. I'm sorry, guys. I haven't been to Avengers Campus, but I've seen video and I've seen the Spider-Man ride. Fuck all of that. Fuck all of that. I will take Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, the Incredible Hulk coaster, and over whatever the fuck is going on over at Avengers Campus. But could it be that we could get... Could they retheme it to, like, a new Superman roller coaster? Who knows? And a Batman dark ride? I wouldn't be opposed to that, but still. Yeah. So, do you guys see Universal owning, well, Warner Brothers? Do you think that's a possibility? Do you think they could take it over in the parks? Just comment below, let me know, and once again, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse. Also, I apologize if this video got a little rambly.